Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M44. It's the Tier 6 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's under the command of Sepp von Awa of the SBN clan. And you can see 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, as well as the Ukraine flag on either side. Game on! Well, this is the Arty that appeared in Patton. Yes, Lust for Glory, the movie. You actually see it, even though it's designed and built after the Second World War. You can actually see an M44 go by when he's directing the traffic at the traffic junction out in the mud. Yes, it's very funny actually when you see it go past. They organised all of these American troops and American vehicles, and there was an M44, which didn't exist at the same time that Patton did. Anyway, he's gone to the familiar firing position behind the bushes, down at the south end on the west side of the map, and only a short distance away from him are some of his teammates. Okay, he's aiming up the other end of the map now. A G2 and a box tank have just been seen in that area. It's a 155mm howitzer capable of doing 500 alpha, used to be 550. 39mm pen and 6.7 meters on the burst radius. Rounds out. It lands a bit short. 6.5 seconds to 10.5 seconds of stun duration. Okay, so another enemy's turned up on the midline. It's a KV3. He's looking around there, trying to determine if any enemies are resident by any fences being knocked over, bushes, trees, that sort of thing. He's just trying to get a lay for the land. Usually you can get a lot of clues by seeing trees knocked over in certain areas, because it tells you that somebody was there. Okay, we've got a T-29 on the center line, and he got a direct hit with his first shot on that guy. Now, famously, the M44 was badly nerfed by Wargaming. And yeah, you can see the fence down there, so somebody has actually been into that position. Badly nerfed, yes, because now the reload time has gone up massively. Used to be you could get a reload of about, well, just over 15.5 seconds, but now it's dropped massively. The book reload is 25.89, and you can see here Sepp's got it down to 22.78, and that's a lot compared to the amount that it used to be in the past, which of course, as I said, was 15, and that's a direct hit and a kill on the type. But you notice a shell came flying back in the same direction. Somebody up the other end knows where this firing position is and blasted around down, trying to kill Sepp in return. There's the T-29, missing some hit points this time. You're only missing about 250 though. Okay, so we put the round in there. That might have splashed him. So first kill goes to Sepp. That type as well, he made a big mistake. He was coming towards us. If you're trying to avoid getting hit, you should be dodging from side to side and changing your angular velocity. That means moving sideways as you go and zigzagging, so to speak. The only point you become vulnerable is when you're coming directly towards someone or going away, because then it's very easy to line the shot up and work out exactly where they're going to be in a few yards' time, so you can blast the shell in that direction. He's found a Super Hellcat, but before he can even get the shot in, that guy dies. And now he's dialing in on a KV3, but he has to go through the whole dial-in procedure all over again. Rounds out, looks good. It is 115 from a direct hit. Yeah, so apart from actually increasing the reload time, they also decreased the amount of damage it did. As I said, used to be 550, now it's down to just 500. And they actually adjusted the RTs for the M41 HMC, because of course that used the same howitzer. It was just a different carriage. So, of course, if they adjusted one, they had to adjust the other as well. So 2 Artys were nerfed by Wargaming. In fact, Wargaming is a habit of nerfing Arty. They rarely buff Arty. They rarely give it anything extra. Now, he suspects that somebody's in that bush, so he's putting the shells in to try and get some hits. You can see a lot of shell fire is going in that direction, so somebody else also thinks there's somebody in residence. KV3 still in the center line, and the setter is indicating him. He obviously wants a shell in that direction. There is somebody at home, because the AMX 1375 was set alight by that shell, and he's blown up, but it was the Super Hellcat that took the kill. So Sepp got the assist on that one, because he was the one who nailed the shot in and set the guy alight. And so he gets the benefit. Okay, ARL pulling back now. But he's gone unspotted. I would check the bushes because he's not going to be moving very fast, the ARL. He won't want to cross the road. So I'd check the bushes just behind the position. And he's doing that exactly right. Yes, that's how you do it. Because he's not going to cross the road. He's going to stay in the same bushes, just going to pull back. And a G2 turned up. And another direct hit, 198 this time. The idea is just to keep punching those shells out as fast as you can, because the more shells you put down range, the more chance you've got of getting a Confederate medal, the more of the enemy you're going to touch during a battle. It's another reason for you to actually spread the love around. So if you do see a new target pops up suddenly, you could always send a shell in their direction, and that will add to the list of tanks that you will have touched during the game to give you a chance of getting a Confederate. Even if your team doesn't win, if you've got a Confederate, you will be getting Courageous Resistant. You'll be getting the same score as if you did win. And unfortunately, the KV3 just took out our setter, who unwisely came out the bushes and went into the bowl. And so now we're missing a spotter. Okay, we're getting an indication to shoot at the M6. We're loaded, but we just can't see where he is now. No indications of his presence. Of course, he will get spotted when he gets close to our guys. There he is. He's been spotted now. And settle. Rounds out. Just behind him, but it did stun him. Unfortunately, that was the enemy, Arty. Pumping around into our Nashorn. He got the kill. So we're changing position. That means we're not likely to get shot at for that tree being knocked down. Mainly because the other Arty is rather busy at the moment. On counter battery, by the way, there was some interesting discussion after I made a comment on a previous replay that appeared on our channel to say, yes, counter battery, you probably don't need to worry about it after a certain number of minutes. The thing is that, yes, you should counter battery if the enemy Arty is located. If you know exactly where he is, then why not put a shell in? Because it will actually help your teammates to get an Arty-free game. But you should not waste time, and this was one of the points that was made by the other player, to say you shouldn't waste time trying to find the enemy Arty every game. You should only do it if they reveal themselves. If they make it obvious where they are, then you should go after them, but only so you can actually give your teammates an Arty-free game. Most of the time, you don't need to go after the enemy Arty because he's not going to hunt for you unless you're spotted. The other point is, which is well made and was made by the other player, was to say it actually does waste your time if you keep going and hunting after Arty. And the reason for this is that obviously you're going to get more credits and more damage on the enemy if you can actually keep hitting the enemy tanks, and that will give you much more chance for your teammates to win the game. So the more that you hit the enemy tanks and leave the enemy Arty alone, the more chance you've got of getting a win. Okay, we've got an ARL. That's the same one that was over the other side. He was down to 1 hit point. So he obviously took some damage from somebody else. And now we're back to that T29 who's missing quite a few hit points. Rounds out. Looks good. Landed close. Yes, so you can waste, if you're a new player to Arty and you haven't played it before, you can waste a lot of time trying to find the enemy Arty and kill him. And you even see some experts do this as well. Well, they'll waste minutes of the game just hunting for another Arty when they could have been hitting the enemy tanks on the enemy team and winning the game for his team. Okay, Jagdpanzer 4 hiding behind the bush, rounds out, lands alongside him, but it's probably tracked him. He might have had to burn his repair kit, and he has taken damage. Getting ready for the next shots. Our Super Hellcats decided to go in. Carefully misses him, but gets behind him where he can't shoot back and pumps a round up his rear. Okay, the T29 is now 1 shot. So very much worth putting a shell in there. And there's the box tank as well. Very easy to hit those because they've got big slab sides. They've got a very deadly gun as well. 138 from that. And he got stun assist, or damage assist actually, when the guy was taken out by the Jagdpanzer 4. So we're 1 up on the enemy at the moment. They may have 2 heavy tanks, but when it comes to hit points, they're actually below us. Rounds out. That was directly into the turret for 156. So my advice to you, if you're new to Arty and you've just joined the game, unless the enemy Arty has been detected and you've seen him, or you know exactly where he is, and we do know where that guy is now because he's just revealed himself with that tracer. Unless you know where he is, leave the counter battery alone and instead go after the enemy tanks. You'll get more credits and you'll get more thanks from your teammates because you do that than if you go for counter battery. You are much better off depleting the enemy tanks rather than wasting time on counter battery. There's the enemy Arty. He did move, and he's got the top gun, which is the 155mm. He laid that one in his path, so he got some splash for 16. He's getting very close to the Type 64 as well. There's that KV3. He's still a 2-shot at the very least, but he's aiming towards our Type 64. Rounds out. Well, it was on the spot where the KV3 was, and now we've got the AMX trying to shotgun of Type 64. Oh, they're having a little tete-a-tete, and the Type wins. G2 coming towards us. We're not loaded, but the Jagdpanzer gets the better of him. In fact, actually, it was an 88 that shot him, which means the last enemy is the KV3. And remember, I said he's a 2-shot at the very least. We did fire a round towards him. That one went long. That was a bit snapped, that one. He could have waited to steady his aim. Now the guy's moving slowly. He's a much easier hit. But Sepp will probably line him up for another shot if he gets the chance. Now he's a 1-shot. He can take this guy. He's loaded. Now, rounds out. Looks good. Oh, sails over the top of him. So, no more chances. He's now 1-shot, and the Type takes the kill. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Sepp Bonawar in the M44. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15, and he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. So he wasn't wasting his time. He was making sure he touched as many of the enemy as he could so that when it came to the end of the game, he came out with a medal. At very least, he was going to boost his score. His win rate from that one, 4,609, which is Super Unicum standard. And you'll notice how he did pay attention to the tanks. He only counter-batteried when he knew where the enemy was and could actually seen him or seen the tracer, which indicated exactly where he was. So he didn't waste any time. He made the best use of his shells whilst he had them available. Let's have a look at team score. The highest damage in this game went to the Jagdpanzer IV on our team with 3,029 hit points. He got the high caliber. Second highest damage in the game went to the T29 on the enemy team with 2,628 hit points. And when it came to the third highest, yep, that's Sepp. He managed to get 2,477 hit points. And of course, he picked up the Confederate. When it came to kills, we can see the highest number of kills actually belonged to the Super Hellcat with 4. 3 kills went to the 88 on our team and the AMX-13F3 on the enemy team. And so he must have been a good Arty player because he did move about a bit whilst he was firing. And when he got spotted, he was moving straight away to get away from the position where he was seen. But he tried to go active. After that, he wasn't wasting his time trying to get shots. He was trying desperately to go after the enemy aggressively, and good for him in doing so. If we just click on his details, we can see he has a win rate of 2,332, which means he did have a good game. Now, if we go back, the third highest on kills turned out to be the Type 64 on our team, who also got a patrol duty, and the KB3 on our team. And on the enemy team, it was their T29 and their KB3. And we've got a setter here. That's the one who was doing the spotting for us. He went into the bowl. Bit of a mistake because he actually then got taken out. But he did manage to get a medal because he got a patrol duty for his spotting. When it came to base XP, there you go. And the top spotter was the Type 64 with 1,409. He actually did 3,352 hit points of spotting assist in that game. So he was the one providing us with good sighting on the enemy. His win rate was high as well, 5,511. The second highest on base XP turned out to be the Jagdpanzer IV with 1,090. And third was Sepp. Yes, Sepp got 1,066. They were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. He fired 27 rounds in the game, which is very good because you only get 36 rounds of ammunition. So he only had 9 spare at the end. 8 direct hits on the enemy. One of those was a penetrating shot and 18 splash. Now, can we guess which one he actually penetrated? I suspect it may be one of the ones that we see there. Yes, it's the AMX-1375. Yes, he hit that guy for 760 hit points with 1 penetrating shot. So it does pay to hit the light tanks because they have very thin armor. He also managed to get 18 splashes, 2,477 hit points in total, of which 2,291 were at more than 300 meters. So somebody did get close to him. 11 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and 164 hit points of damage assist, and 475 of stun assist off 18 stuns. He earned a profit on a premium count of 36,032 credits, and he also took away 3,198 experience points as well. So he definitely prevented camping on Prokhorovka, and that's how you play it, yes. Oh, by the way, he did actually go to the most well-known firing position in the south. It's very dangerous going there, as he actually pointed it out, or as he showed us. Somebody did fire on that position very, very quickly after he got a hit on that 1375. So if you do go to that position, do move about quite a bit, because if you don't, you are likely to get hit. It's so well known now that people are practiced at sending a return round directly towards those set of bushes. So be careful if you ever get Prokhorovka and South Spawn. I hope you enjoyed those replays, or this replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.